Saints thing came out, the bounty, and you thought what?
Well, football is known as the gladiator sport, as a valid sport. I don't agree one bit with paying players to hit people, or trying to take people out purposefully. But it is a valid game. As a defensive player, your intent is to hit that person and to let that person know that it's not supposed to feel good at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not intentionally trying to hurt somebody. You don't. I really don't agree with a coach telling you, "Hey, I'll give you, $500 to go take this person out," because that's not the game. The game is valid. The game is aggressive. The game is physical. But the game is not intentionally trying to hurt people. But it is valid.
It is a violent sport, and I think a lot of many of the broadcasters, writers who cover the sport are aghast at this. They want heads to roll. And I think they will. Commissioner Roger Goodell, I believe, is going to come down very hard because the focus of the NFL, at least as Goodell has taken over this thing, and a lot of focus on the concussions, the injuries, trying to protect players from guys like you. Receiver cutting across the middle, and getting laid out. I mean, it's part of the game.
It's part of the game. That's how the game is. You got a helmet on for a reason.
But what I'm saying is, with all the focus on that, trying to prevent concussions, and they're going to happen. They are going to happen in the sport. I mean, I've got to believe the commissioner is going to really come down hard on the Saints. I can't even believe Greg Williams might even coach next year.
Yeah, you got to look at how Roger Goodell handles issues. He's usually pretty stern, and especially first offense, you're trying to figure out, if you're trying to set a precedent on how you want to handle things in the future. And, this is being made a big deal of. A lot of people are talking about, is it right? Is that part of the game? So I'm quite sure that some things will come down.
Did you know?
No,
you play the Saints twice every year.
Yeah, I play defense, so they weren't trying to hit me.
You didn't hear anything. There was never any chatter. You see guys crossing, even in the off season, you might see, but you never. This was news to you.
Yeah, you never on the field, even if you're talking trash or you doing what you do on the field. There's never, oh, coach is paying me to take you out. That's never the topic, and usually you don't. Those things never come up. So somebody from the inside had to let the story lead.
Okay, so there wasn't a Saint defensive player who looked over you on the sideline after a big hit and say, "I just made $1,000."
No, that never happened.
Never happened. If the players were just doing it, and it was their money, and they were having their little meetings and getting, how were they? But now that the coach got involved in this, and he was throwing his money into it, that's the big no-no. That's the big no-no as far as people who have played the game and have coached the game.
Right, because you got a guy who's not on the field with you, pretty much setting the standard, especially if you're the head coach or the defensive coordinator. What you say pretty much goes. So it's almost like you're backing players into a wall saying, look, I'm going to pay you, this is what you're going to do, but you're going to take these guys out.
This, I think, is part of what we're seeing from the broadcast print angle covering your sport. Because if they want to get on somebody, just give them a chance. It's like being in politics. Make a mistake.
They're on you.
They're on you.
Right.
So have the Saints ever do they come across on the field as a arrogant bunch of, we do things our way?
Well, to play football and to be good on the field, you have to have a sort of air about you, not arrogance, but I'm good. Because, so much of the game is confidence, so much of the game is mental, that if you don't approach the field with that attitude, everybody's going to crush you. So, to some extent, you can't blame the Saints for acting that way because that's, in order to be good at football, that's kind of how you have to act on the field. But, like you say, for being late for press conferences and all that kind of stuff, I don't agree with that or have anything to do with that.
Sure.
But on the field, you got people that are like that. You got teams that are like that, and that's one of the reasons why they're good.
Have you talked with any of your teammates about the Saints thing?
No, not at all.
No? Haven't anybody tweeting about it besides? Have you tweeted about it?
I have.
And you've said what on Twitter?
I just, Chris Harris was talking about it earlier because people were asking him about, how he feels about the bounty and different things, and we're just saying, look, man, football is a aggressive sport. You play the game. When you put the helmet on, you understand when you cross that white line that the man in front of you is coming to knock you out. Point, he's coming to hit you. It's either hit or be hit. Every play, somebody's either hitting you or you trying to hit them. So the moment you stop trying to hit him, you're going to get got. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So especially being a defensive player, you know that every time you're on that field, your job is to inflict pain. and that's what we do.